a thing I forget to do. So anyways, thanks for hopping on. I know this is taking up time in your evening, but I always pay attention to like who hops on these calls, so I know like who's for real and who's a business builder and who like invests the time in business. Because I'm all about meeting coaches halfway. And if you're one of my personally sponsored coaches, like you've heard me say that like, if you want to run, I'll run with you. If you want to walk, I'll walk with you. If you want to be a turtle, that's cool too. Like I'll just check in on you at turtle pace. But when you show up for these calls, like little Olivia is doing,
always here.
Always here, like #1 coach. Then I know, and Garrett, like always here, #2 coach. She's so cute. But anyways, so when you show up
the cornbread.
I know that you're meeting me halfway, and so then I meet you halfway, right? Because this is a 50-50 partnership. Yeah, I can't build your business for you. You have to do it, and likewise for me. Like, no one can build my biz for me, which was, like, a realization I had to come to. So sometimes we just have to have those, like, tough conversations with ourselves. Like, I've been there where I was like, whoa, Crystal, you're not doing what you should be doing. I digress. Anyways, because I don't want to take up any time. Like Emily's talking tonight and she's a rock star and she went to Summit and I know that she had a blast. So I'm literally just going to hand it over to you. And I just said hand really weird. I had like an accent for a second. But anyway, you take it away and I will shut up.
All right. Well, thank you. And you don't have to shut up. It's totally okay. Well, hello, ladies. I'm glad you're all here. So I have like 4 things that I'm going to talk about. Hey, Ashley, 4 reasons why you need to go to Summit. There are like 1,000 reasons why you need to go to Summit, but I broke it down to like 4 different things or 4 words basically. So, but the first thing I want to start with is like, I had no idea what to expect when I was going to Summit. Not a clue. I had seen pictures and I know like everybody, you hear everybody say, oh, if you're a coach, you have to go to Summit. Like it's a non-negotiable, you need to go. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but why? So, and you don't really fully understand it until you're there. So I just kind of wanted to start with that like I didn't know what to expect. And honestly, what I probably would have expected would have even been anywhere near what happened because it was like probably 30 times better than what I could have imagined. Anyway, so 4 reasons why you need to go to Summit. Reason number 1 is vision. So we all have these goals. We all have these things that we want to accomplish. We have these big dreams. Whatever your ultimate goal is with this business, if it's just to have some extra money on the side, or if it is to be that person to run with it and do it full time, like whatever your goal is, it doesn't matter. We all have them. But the best way to get to that goal is to obviously work for it, but another thing is to visualize it. So, and we talk about this all the time, like creating a vision board. So, you know, you can look at it every day and know like what you're working for, which by the way, if you're not visualizing, if you don't have a vision board, that's a totally separate topic, but you should be doing that. Anyways, so we all have these goals and things, but for me, I'm a very visual person. So you're probably thinking, oh, okay, so she's got this visualization down. No, not at all. I have a vision board, but it's just things I want, things that I want later on in my life, like my goals, my dreams. But for me, because everybody's a different kind of learner, but I'm a visual learner, so I have to see it first and then I have to do it. So one of my like big, really big goals for like coaching, obviously I want to leave my full-time job. I'm a teacher, if you guys didn't know. I want to do that eventually. I want to pay off all my debt and I want to be able to retire my mom. So those are like big goals long-term, but I want to be able to walk across that stage as an elite coach. Okay, that is a really big coaching goal. So I've had that in the back of my mind. I think I wrote it down at the beginning of the year. Something I wrote down, something I want to do, but I could never actually picture myself as an elite coach. I could never actually picture myself walking across that stage because I had never seen it before. So when I was at Summit and I got to see all these coaches being recognized for even just reaching diamond or 1-star diamond or 2-star, and then you get the elite coaches walking across the stage and I could see them doing it. I could see them like waving and smiling, like some were walking across with their babies and they were so happy. They were like, yes, I did this. I'm so happy to be there. I started to see myself in their shoes. So I was able to see myself walking across that stage as an elite coach. So now I have this new vision. I had this goal, but now I can actually see it. And I don't think that I would have been able to fully visualize it if I had not been at Summit. So the first thing is vision. So it just created a whole new vision for that goal that I wanted. So even if your goal is like my goal for next Summit is 5-star diamond, I saw all the 5-star diamonds walk across that stage. I can put myself in their shoes because I saw them do it. So, I mean, maybe your brain works differently, but for me, that's how it worked and I was able to visualize that. So reason number 1 is vision. If you guys have questions, just shout out. You don't have to raise your hand. You can just shout them out. So reason number two why you need to go to Summit is belief. So we have these things. We are coaches. Somebody believed in us. Sometimes we don't fully believe in ourselves, though. And I know, so a little backstory on my coaching journey. Some of you know this, some of you don't, but I've been a coach for about a year now. But when I started my first year as a teacher too. And your first year as a teacher is supposed to be the worst year because you don't really know what you're doing and you're just kind of thrown into this school and you're just kind of expected to know what to do. And it's very busy and it's crazy. So when I started them both at the same time, coaching was put on the back burner because I was too overwhelmed with teaching that I couldn't focus on coaching. And then at the end of the year, I started doing things. Fast forward to February and March of this year, I'm all in it. I decided I'm going to do this. I had some realizations, was coaching is the thing that I want to do long term. So I started working for it and I started doing it. But in the back of my head, every time I sent out an invite or every time I sent out a friend request or every time I signed a challenger or a new coach, I said, am I good enough for this? Am I capable of being a good coach to them or a good mentor? Or, can I give them what they need? I had this little bit of doubt in the back of my head every single time I sent out an invite. And it was literally it was all in my mind. It was all my mindset. And so I didn't have that full belief in myself. But watching those coaches walk across stage and hearing their stories, which I'll go into that in the next one, but hearing their stories about what they've overcome and what they've had to do to get to their point, to where they're at, I was able to start believing in myself. And they all started from nothing. Most of them started from $20,000 in debt or living out of their car or working a job that they hated or, they were pregnant and they had no money or something like that. But they all started from somewhere and here they are walking across that stage with a 5-star diamond, a 10-star diamond as an elite. They did it. They made it work. And so I started saying, well, if they can do it, then I can do it. And so can you guys. So I started to have that belief in myself. I reached the point at the beginning of this year where I started to believe in the company. I started to believe in Beachbody and what it could do for people, but I didn't fully believe in myself as a coach for this. And watching those people at Summit and just the workshops and everything that was there, I was able to start believing in myself. And so I think that's just something that's so important for all of us because a lot of us, we don't believe in ourselves. And it's normal. We all have it. It's not we all jump into this business. We're yeah, I got this. I totally believe in it. That doesn't happen with all of us. So, and Summit was that point for me where I was okay, yes, they made it happen, so I can make it happen and I'm going to. So reason number 2 was belief. Reason number 3 is stories. So, like I said, you hear all of these stories. You hear success stories from coaches. You hear stories from people who aren't even coaches. They're just speakers. But, they share all these stories about their life and things that they've overcome and things that they've had to deal with and what they had to do to get to this point. And it's really moving. It's really, you can just feel the passion when they're talking. They don't have people up on stage who are I just do this as a side hustle and they just ask me to come up here and tell what I do. That's not these people on stage. They're people who are fully passionate about this. They're in this. They want to help as many people as they can, and they're willing to do it no matter what life throws at them. And so that was really inspiring for me too, to hear their stories. And it also, now I'm not saying this is going to happen for everybody, like when you go to Summit, but for me, it was, because this was my first Summit, you guys, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. But for me, I had a huge realization on my own story. So I haven't even talked to Crystal about this yet, so we're going to chat later this week. I'm going to tell her more about it. But basically, so I'll just tell you guys a little bit because it's something I need to share like on social media. I just haven't done it yet. I'm not sure how. So I'll just give you like a little brief story of like what I mean here. So Crystal and I were talking one day and we decided we wanted to go get tattoos. We didn't get them, but we were talking about, we were all gung-ho and like gonna do it. And so we were talking, we're like, what are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? Well, I wanna get an outline of a mountain on my ankle. And I want to get the mountain for my grandma. So my grandma passed away last March. She was like 93. But when she lived in Florida. So when I was there a few years ago, she told, and I couldn't remember what we were talking about. All I remember is her saying, Emily, even mountains are built from small things. Mountains start from dirt and look at what they become. So basically saying, it doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter how small you feel or how much you don't have or how, any part of your life, you can get to be at the top of that mountain. You can get to be as big as a mountain. You just have to work for it and you have to believe in yourself. So that quote from my grandma has always stuck with me. And so when she died this past year, I was like, all right, I'm going to get that tattoo for her. Well, I couldn't remember what my grandma and I were talking about to lead to that conversation. I just remember that phrase. Fast forward to later that evening, we're getting ready to go to a Success Club party, and I go take a shower. Okay, I like to take short showers because I don't like showering. There's so many other things I'd rather be doing than showering, but it was one of those times where I had to wash my hair and I had to shave my legs, so it was a long shower. So I had a lot of time to think in that shower. And that's another reason why I don't like showers. A lot of thinking happens, and sometimes I don't want to think. But anyways, you know how we always have like the best ideas in the shower or in the car when we can't write them down? That's what happens. Well, anyways, I was in the shower, and all of a sudden I just break down crying because I was thinking about that conversation with my grandma and what led to that tattoo idea. And I had realized, I remembered that conversation. I finally remembered what we were talking about. We were talking about an ex-boyfriend of mine. And all of these things came flooding back, all of these things that I've been through with other guys. Basically, I have dealt with a shit ton, sorry, children, of emotional abuse from guys and friends. And I haven't dealt with it in a long time because I'm with a guy who makes me very happy now and I have good people in my life. But it's something that I dealt with for years. And so, but because I haven't dealt with it in a while, I kind of pushed it aside and forgotten about it and just left it. And so I had this moment in the shower where I realized where that conversation came from. And I was like, I need to share this with people. This is a part of my life that I've never shared with anybody, but it's a huge part of my life that I've overcome. And the only person who was there through all that is my best friend. And so I'm like, but I need to tell people about this because I know so many people can relate. But then I got scared. I was like, well, I don't want to share this. Like, I don't want to share this huge part of my life that I don't want to deal with anymore, but I just knew I needed to share it. So I was overwhelmed with this thought that I need to share this. I don't know how, but I'm scared. But all I could think was like the universe just kept telling me, Emily, you need to share this. Emily, you need to tell people about this. So I had that moment in the shower, like, crap, there's this part of my life that I need to share with people. And so it's part of my story. So now I'm not saying you guys will have that moment. You're not going to go to Summit and have a moment in the shower. Maybe you'll have a moment somewhere else. I don't know. But like for me, it was very much like a huge part of my life that I had been holding back, that I had been hiding, was finally coming out. And I was like, this needs to be said. And I don't know that I would have had that moment if it wasn't for Summit. Because yeah, we were talking about tattoos, but I was hearing about everybody else's stories and I was hearing all the things that they had overcome. And I don't know about you guys, but like I hear these stories about people who, you know, they're in debt or like a family member dies or they find out their child has autism or something like that. Like these huge things happen in their lives and yet they still overcome it. But to me, I'm like, oh my God, I can't imagine going through that. But I'm grateful because I have not had to deal with something that bad or that traumatic to me. But I'm grateful for that because who wants to deal with that? But I'm like, my story isn't like bad enough. my story isn't bad enough. People are going to relate to it because I didn't have somebody die, or I didn't have a child born with autism or something. Those were just some of the stories. There's obviously other stories. But like, to me, I was like, my story's not bad enough. But that's not the thing. Like, we think it's not good enough, but no matter what, somebody's going to relate to our story. People want to work with us because of our story, because they can relate to something about us. So I may not be able to relate to them because their stories are different from mine, but somebody's going to be able to relate to my story, and I need to share it. I can't keep it bottled in because somebody needs to hear it, and somebody needs to know that it's okay and that you can overcome it. So hearing those stories just was a whole big realization for me, and it was just really, really inspiring to hear these stories and to hear what they had overcome. Kind of rambled on that one, but I hope that kind of made sense. So number 3 was story, and number 4 is community. I cannot even express to you guys, like, this is anything unlike anything else I've ever experienced. So I mean, I told you I didn't know what to expect when I went there, but I just went, and I didn't even know if I was gonna go. There was the whole like 4-month period where I was like, I'm not going, after I said I was going to, and I finally just said, fuck it, I have to go, and I made it happen in 2 months. So if you're thinking you're not gonna be able to make it happen, you can make it happen, I promise. But it's so much unlike anything else. Like, I went there and I didn't feel judged. I didn't feel like I needed to hide who I was. I didn't feel like I needed to be anybody else but myself, because, you know, obviously, like, I'm in this group with you guys because Crystal obviously believed in me, but she also said, you know what, she vibes with our group. We all have similar interests, similar things in common. You know, we all get along. Like, I don't need to be anybody else but myself, because Crystal saw me for who I was. So why would I go there and pretend to be anybody else? And you just see everybody else be themselves too, and you get to realize that Leah is exactly the same in person as she is online, and so is Crystal, and so is the other coaches we were with. Like, they're exactly the same in person, and you're like, yes, they're not hiding behind a computer screen. They are them. It was really cool to see. But you just feel really accepted, and you don't feel like you need to hide who you are, because we're all there for the same reason. We're all coaches, but we all want to change lives. We all want to make a difference. And, you know, you get to fully embrace who you are, and you just get to have fun. And, like, and here's another thing, like, rank doesn't matter when you're there. Like, I know we get caught up in, like, our goals or our rank and stuff like that, but, like, rank does not matter while you're there. They don't care if you signed up to be a coach the day before Summit. They are happy you are there. They don't care if you've been a coach for 5 years and you're stuck at Emerald. They don't care, because you're there and you're still doing it and you still want to help people. They don't care if you're elite or if you're 1-star diamond. You're there, and that's all they care about, because we all just want to make a difference. And so that was also another thing that I just was like, it doesn't matter that I'm only Emerald and some of the other people around me are like diamond or 2-star. Like, who cares? Like, I'm here, and that's really all that matters. So number 4 was community. And I just thought of another one. So scratch the 4 reasons, there's 5. Recognition. So obviously one of our 4 vital behaviors is to recognize people every day. And I know this is something that I kind of struggle with. It's like the one vital behavior that I have the most trouble with is recognizing people, at least every day. I don't say I don't throw it out completely, but every day. But like, Beachbody doesn't just tell us we need to do it. They recognize us too. So like, when all those people are walking across that stage, or they have speakers come up that are coaches, like, majority of the speakers that were there, you guys, were all coaches. So, and yeah, they might have been doing it for a while, but they recognized them. They picked them because of something that they had to share. They're recognizing them for their accomplishments or something that they've done. And they said, you need to walk across that stage, or you need to come up and give a talk on this. And so they're not just telling us to recognize and not doing it themselves. Like, Beachbody is recognizing us for everything that we do. And that, if you don't believe in the company, then you should, because it's not just something that they're just telling us to do. It's something that they are doing for us too. And it makes you feel really, really good when you get recognized for your accomplishments. So I can only imagine how you guys are going to feel when you walk across that stage as a 5-star diamond, and you're going to be like, yes, Beachbody recognizes me as this, and I am awesome. So yeah, that was really fast. Did I talk really fast?
No, I think it was good.
I guess that leaves time for you guys to ask questions, or if you have questions on anything else, like, you can ask. But yeah, so those are my 4 turned 5 reasons why you need to go to Summit. And it's just a lot of fun.
I know, yeah. This is kind of fun. It's like the perfect mix of like, am I echoing?
No.
Oh, through my end. There's just like 2 of me, which is fine. Anyways, yeah, it's like the perfect mix of fun parties and then hanging out and relationship building, but also personal growth and like business tools and things to just grow yourself personally. You know, like our keynotes, Brendan Bouchard and Darren Hardy, like they're not in our coaching industry, they're just personal development gurus. So it's cool that you get to go there and grow yourself while you grow your business and hang out with your team.
Yeah. And there are like so many takeaways. Like you'll learn things that you never would have thought to even try in your business. And then you hear it and you're like, why was I not doing that? Or I've never thought of that before, but I'm going to try it. Like Chris, I'm sure you did this on your drive home, but on my flight back, I went through all of my notes from Summit. I have probably like 30 freaking pages of notes, you guys. Like I brought a brand new notebook to take with me because I wasn't sure. And I went through all of it and I highlighted the important stuff, and I wrote down new goals for the end of the year, and I wrote down new big goals for myself. And it's a good way to just kind of like picture what you really want. If you're not sure, you kind of get these new ideas. Like I told Crystal, I'm putting this on my vision board, win a team cup. Yeah. Never really something I ever thought about doing before. But after watching the girls go up on stage and like getting their names on the trophy, I was like, I want to do that. So it's going on my vision board.
Yeah, it's freaking cool. Like, and the fact that, like Emily was talking about recognition. And so there's people who come out on the stage at Summit, like coaches that I don't even know who the heck they are, but they've done just crazy, amazing things in the world and with their business and helped so many people. And they come out on stage and I'm like, I don't even know who you are, but it's so rad that there's so many coaches out there just like changing lives, you know, and just like making like it's amazing. I feel like there was something else I was going to say about that, but I totally forgot. I think I was talking about Team Cup. Like I didn't know who any of those coaches were who won Team Cup. There's small coaches like you and I who just one day they just decided they were going to win it. They just
decided. And like all of these coaches, like they're people too. Like they didn't start at like 5-star. They started where the rest of us started and they got to where they are. And so they deserve to walk across that stage, or they deserve to give that speech, or they deserve that Team Cup trophy because they worked for it. But it's a good way to just like picture yourself, be like, you know what, they did it, so I can do it too, because we all started at the same spot.
Yeah. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
I was thinking it, I didn't want to say it, but
I got it. Okay, I talk too much. Does anybody want to say anything?
You have questions, don't be scared.
Or comments.
Or comments, yeah. How many of you are going to Summit next year?
I'm like, obviously, but.
Duh.
So I really want to go next year, and it's where my cousin lives too, and I haven't seen her in like 4 years.
Reason to go right there.
Yeah, I know. And I told her I was gonna crash at her place.
There you go. That'll save you money too, but you don't have to pay to stay anywhere.
Right? I know. I won't have to pay for anything. But I kind of made a deal with myself that I have to like grow my business and like make enough to pay for the ticket. Mm-hmm. You know, like that's my goal. To kind of push myself to, and then it'll be my reward at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I did. I set money aside for my ticket. Didn't buy it for a while because I was like, what if I don't have money for my plane ticket or, you know, the place we're staying? I finally just bought it and it all worked out. Like I just saved a little bit of everything I made and I managed to pay for my ticket there, my plane ticket, and the B&B just from Beachbody in just a couple months. So like and you got like 9 months, 10 months now to make it happen. So you can totally do it. You can totally do it.
Yeah, you'll definitely get that done, Ashley. And I know you were on the call with Leah too, where she was saying just save $50 a month from now until Summit, and you'll have like over $100 for Summit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so just like little things here and there.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I worked at McDonald's, and I would take $50 out of my check, and I'd put the rest in the bank. And after working there for a little over a year, I got the chance to go to France, and my parents couldn't afford it. But because of what I had been doing with my check, I was able to pay for my own ticket.
That's awesome.
And go to France, which I would have completely missed out on if I wouldn't have been saving that whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely does add up, and it adds up pretty fast.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Emily was talking about going, like, we reverse engineered how she would pay for it. And I can't remember, it might have been when you were down to 2 months or something, where I was like, okay, well, if you make X amount, like, you can pay for it. So that's a way to do it. So what Ashley's saying and Emily's saying, like, figure out the amount you need to pay for Summit, and then reverse engineer it and figure out, okay, well, if I'm X rank, how many times do I need to cycle to earn a certain amount each week? You can reverse engineer it that way. Or if you're like me and you kind of just like to go all in and like put some fire underneath you, what I did was like I bought my ticket first, and then I was like, oh shit, I have to pay for this now. So whatever works for you and your personality, like I'm kind of like, I have to put things on the line if I'm going to show up. You know what I mean? Like I need to put skin in the game. So that was just for me. Like I knew, I mean, I was like, I had been a coach for a couple months when Summit was around the corner, and I bought my ticket that first month where I was a coach, and I was like, well, bought the ticket, I got to make it work, right? Like there's no going back.
Yeah.
So whatever works for you, you know, we're reverse engineering it or buying the ticket and being like, well, now I have to.
And if you buy it now, you have 10 months to make it happen. Like that's a long time, and that's so doable.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, where you'll go from now, like who you are today in your business, 10 months down the road, like you're going to advance rank. You're going to help so many more people. You're going to have a team under you. Like so many amazing things are going to happen from now until then. So always keep that vision and know that like there's only up from here. Because we started from the bottom, now we're here. Okay.
And then you're going to go there.
And everyone's going to be on stage, right?
Yes. Yes.
I love it. Yeah.
Even Corinna's going to be on stage.
What did you say?
I said even Corinna's going to be on stage.
Yeah, that's what I was just hearing about. Because that was her first Summit too. Leah, did she have What was her favorite thing?
Sorry, what was that?
What was her favorite thing? It was her first Summit too.
Wow. All the Uber rides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any moms in here or mom-to-bees or anything. What they do for moms is really awesome. They have a private room that everyone could go into. There were people nursing in the company or in there with their tiny babies, and they were in a private room where they had shades and a TV with everything playing over, so we didn't miss anything. I got to be a part of the very first mom-baby workout, which was pretty amazing. And like that, slept the whole time. Yes.
They definitely accommodate to the moms, which is just really cool because there are so many moms there, and I know it just would have been like, it's just, I feel like they shouldn't be left out because they have to bring their baby with them.
No, because
so I thought it was really cool that they accommodated for you guys.
Most of the people there are women, and so
yeah,
many of the women there are either parents or bringing their parents. You know, there were a lot of people that even had their spouse or their mother with them watching their kids, and like I just didn't have anyone to do that for me. So it was really nice to be able to, like, I actually met a lot of friends there. Like I have more of a coaching community moms where I can reach out to them and say, hey, what would you do in this kind of situation? Or, chat with other people and kind of spread our I don't know, spread the word.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that they did a workout for the moms and babies. Anything else, ladies? Questions, comments, excitement? Let me see if there's anything I wrote down here. I mean, I loved all your points, Emily. I'm a visual person too, so I understand like how now when you visualize, having seen what you want to accomplish at Summit, it's probably easier. I love just like your point about belief in the stories and just the fact that like, one, you said two things and I wrote them down. Like you said that the coaches who accomplished all the amazing things that they accomplished and got recognized at Summit, like they just decided they were going to do it. Like they decided that there was no other way. Like you guys have heard me say before, like you have to burn all the boats. Like if you want to be successful, you have to burn all the boats. You can't have a plan B. If you consistently have a plan B when you're working towards other goals, you will never reach your full potential because you will always have something to fall back on. Like you have to burn the boats. And it's something I get really, really passionate when I'm talking about because like I've been there where like I didn't burn the boats for like the first 2 years of my business. Like I had all these boats waiting for me. Like, so I never really stepped into my full power in my business until I burned those things down. I was going to say something much worse, but I know there's a little baby here. So yeah, I literally highlighted and wrote just decide in any day, any moment. I feel like a broken record because I say this all the time. You can draw a line in the sand and just decide who you want to be and where you want to take your business. Like it's totally up to you. I also wrote down mindset switch under your belief point. I don't even know what you were talking about, but I don't know.
That was when I was talking about how like I kind of believed in Beachbody and like the company, but I didn't fully believe myself as a full like coach because until then. So there was always that little bug in the back of my brain saying, do you really want to send that message? Are you sure you can do this? And now it's gone.
Yes, yeah. And I feel like that's just like another awesome point about personal development. Like, no, you can only get so far without personal development, you know? And I feel like sometimes personal development is the thing that we put on the back burner because you're just like, oh, I'll read later, or reading's so boring. Even though I like love reading, but I understand how some people think that. So I just feel like that was another good reminder of like, if you want to conquer your mind, like you have to do daily personal development because like we can never own what we don't do consistently. Like if we want to get results somewhere in our life, we have to show up consistently every day. Like it's the same with your fitness journey. Like it's the same exact thing in your business as your fitness journey. Like you can't work out twice a week and eat healthy once a week and expect to all of a sudden have a six pack. Yeah. You can't. Like, and it's the same in your business. Like you can't show up twice a week, do a power hour like once a week maybe, and expect to all of a sudden just blow up your business. You know, like you have to show up consistently and just make it a priority, which like Emily said, there was coaches who like, you know, Mindy Wender's baby had autism. She had to go through all of that, but she still showed up in her business. Like she was still there for her team and she did a whole talk on it at Summit. You know, like there's coaches who are $200,000 in debt and they made it work because they had to. They burned the boats and they just had to, you know? And it starts with just like a decision to show up every day and make it happen. I could go on, obviously.
No, that was good.
That's actually one of my goals, was to be able to say yes. I want to be able to say yes to everything because I can afford it and I have the time. So that goes in with belief that, yes, I can do this because, yes, I can. I really liked your even start small because I know it kind of sounds funny to say it, but when you're a small person, sometimes you don't feel like you can make a difference. 5 feet tall, so I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I've always been like here to help people, so it kind of like spoke to me on that level. Like, you know, I'm little, but I can still make a difference, a huge difference, you know. So yeah. I wrote that down. I'm going to share that with my challengers tonight.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Crystal's little. So, I mean, Carl Deichler is a freaking shorty. He's a freaking CEO. So if he can do it, you can do it.
I like how that metaphor works. Like, yeah, even mountains do start small. They're like these little tiny hills.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sometimes, and this is my first challenge this week, so it was a little intimidating. I totally felt that way last night. Like I was sharing with Ashley, like, a little overwhelmed and upset with not getting the goals that I wanted done yesterday. But I was like, no, do the best you can. Get up and try again. My last 2 videos have literally been me on Instagram saying how much I've hated working out the last 2 days because I've been so busy, but I still did it.
Yeah.
I like last night I was like literally crying to Luke and I was like, no, I have to do my workout. My challenge today is 45 and I'm not missing it. It matters that much to me.
Yeah.
And it was like 9:30 last night and I was like, I was going to work out like 2 hours ago. I was like, so little start big, you know. I have to remember that my progress has to be one step at a time. Also, I can't expect miracles overnight, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point because I think that's that's definitely something that I've struggled with too, like especially in the beginning. I was like, well, they're at this rank, why am I not there? Or they have all these people in their challenge group, why don't I have them in mine? Well, it's because they're doing something different that I'm not doing, or they've been doing this for 3 or 4 years and I've only been doing this for a couple months, like actively. So it takes time. But when you get there, you're going to be like, look at all the stuff I went through and look at all the things I did to get to this point. And you're going to be like, I'm a freaking badass and look at all the stuff I accomplished. So one step at a time.
Yeah. Trust the process. You know, as long as you show up every day, then you'll get there.
Yeah. Consistency is key.
Yeah.
The best thing you can do.
Yeah. So if anyone hasn't read The Compound Effect, you should totally read it because it's amazing. It was probably one of the first books I read as a new coach. And it's all about just like the daily small things that you don't think are making a difference. Like they add up to the really big things in your life that basically create your life and the world that you live in. So it's really good. And Darren Hardy is amazing. And he was one of our keynotes. So I'm so excited to hear who's speaking next year.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I don't know. I'm just excited it's in Indy.
I know. So, like, you guys have to come because I live here, and so hang out with me. I'll be like,
not that you wouldn't get to hang out with her if it was anywhere else, but you get to hang out with her on a different level.
Yeah, like I feel like you guys are coming to like my home, like, you know, even though it's not really my home.
It is now.
Yeah, it's my new home. All right, any last minute things? Because I see we're down to like the dread last minute.
Party at Crystal's.
Definitely.
I mean, you guys can always post questions or comments or stuff in the group too. You can send me a message. I don't care, like whatever. So if you think of things later, like just send it out.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Emily. This was amazing. I
You're
love
welcome.
all of your tips, and you always like bring so much amazing training to our group.
Thank you. It's fun. I love sharing with you guys.
Awesome. We love it. So thank you guys for being here. I love